The English poet Philip Larkin composed the poem Going, and it is a memorable verse about death. The poet describes death as something sinister and depressing. This poem was originally published in the year 1955 in Larkin's book The Less Deceived. Welcome back, my dear friends. You are with Mehjabin, and today I am going to explain the poem Going line by line. In this poem, the poet describes how when a person is young, death appears like a distant, far-off happening, probably even a kind of comfort, for it is something to be worried about later. When a person grows old and is about to die, that comfort disappears. There is no hope, no light, no possibility of escaping death. The tree in the poem depicts a connection with the rest of the living world. When a person is about to die, that connection is no longer visible. The tree vanishes completely. And now I'll explain the poem line by line. There is an evening coming in. So the poet says that he can see an evening in the distance. It is approaching him from a distance, from across the fields. One never seen before. And this is a kind of evening that he is not familiar with. He has never experienced this kind of evening before. So this itself shows that the evening is dark, that it is sinister, that it is very different. It is horrific. That lights no lamps, and this is an evening that is not connected with the lighting of lamps. It is a kind of evening that has not brought with it any hope. There is no respite. Silken it seems at a distance. From a distance it appears soft, in fact slightly soothing and comforting to a person who is young. Yet when it is drawn up over the knees and breast, it brings no comfort. But when a person is about to die, when a person is old and sick and is just about to die, at that time the evening spreads over his body like a sheet. At first it covers his knees, and then his chest, his breast, and then finally it covers his head. So this is not it is not a comfortable feeling. It is something sinister, something frightening. Where has the tree gone that locked earth to the sky? What is under my hands that I cannot feel? Then the poet says that there was a tree that he had seen before. It was the tree of hope. It was that tree, the branches of that tree connected him to life, especially during his youth. But now that he is an old man, now that he can feel death approaching him very fast, that tree is no longer visible. That connectivity, that ray of hope is no longer visible. That tree that had connected him to the rest of the living world, that locked earth to the sky. What is under my hands? And he begins to question. He raises a question. He says that I can feel something very different under my hands, a different kind of pressure. What is pulling me down? What loads my hands down? This is the question that he raises at the end, that something is pulling me down, and what is it? But at that time the poet is not in a position to answer, most probably because the effect of death is total over him. He's trying to give the impression that he's no more, he's no longer alive, and that is why the question remains hanging, but the answer isn't there. So with that I come to the end of this explanation. I'll be back soon with another tutorial. Until then, bye.